Warren Buffett described the ideal business as one that can employ large amounts of incremental capital at very high rates of return. Return on invested capital, or ROIC, is how you check whether a company can do that. It answers two questions. First one, a company puts money into the business. How much comes back every year? Put $1 million into a bakery, clear 200,000, that's 20%. Second question, and this is the one Buffett is pointing at. Can you open another bakery at 20%? Or was that the only good corner in town? A great business answers both. A high return and somewhere to keep putting money at the same rate. So there are three checks. Does ROIC apply to the company at all? Is the ROIC level good? And can they do it again next year? Get all three right and you're looking at a business that compounds. First check. Does the number apply here at all? It works on capital-intensive businesses, meaning businesses that can't really grow without reinvestment. Retailers opening locations, restaurant chains, logistic networks, and similar businesses. These companies spend real money to grow, so every dollar is a decision you can grade. Now the other side. If a business doesn't need much investment to grow, there isn't much point measuring the return on it, right? Software is a good example. A software company can scale its business without much capital, so the return can run past 50%. That comes from a tiny capital base. It doesn't mean the business is far better than one earning 25%. Banks don't fit either for a different reason. A bank buys deposits and sells loans. Deposits are inventory, not financing, so the formula is broken. Use return on equity instead. It also doesn't apply to unprofitable companies, as the number is negative and it shows you nothing. Second check, is the ROIC level good? Most large companies pay somewhere between 8 and 12% for the money they use. That's the cost of capital for them. We're looking for the return on invested capital to be higher than the cost of capital. Makes sense, right? If ROIC is under 8%, the company earns less than the cost of capital. Growth at that level shrinks the business instead of building it. 8 to 12% is average. Usually you can find airlines or commodity industrials at that level. 12 to 15% is solid. A company in this range runs efficiently and has some pricing power. It can raise prices a little without losing customers, and it isn't burning money on projects that go nowhere. Above 15 is where you find the durable advantage. Something is protecting this company from competitors, and it's usually scale, a strong brand, network effects, or a sticky product customers don't want to replace. If a company holds above 15% for 5 years or more, that protection is probably real. And if the number looks too high to be true, go back and check it. Usually, that's one of the businesses the metric doesn't fit. Third check, and this one finds the compounders. Can the company do it again? Pull up 10-year chart, not just the latest number. 10 years shows you how the business actually operates, not how 1 year happens to go. Then put the capital spending chart next to it. This tells you whether the company still has good places to put money. Spending going up on its own proves nothing, because any company can spend. What you want is spending going up while the return holds or rises. That means every new bakery is as good as the first one and the company still has places to open them. One warning before you judge a falling number. There's a lag between spending the money and earning from it. You have to build the bakery, get the permits, hire the staff, wait for people to find you. The money lands on the books immediately and the revenue arrives 2 or 3 years later. So a dip during heavy spending is often just timing. To separate them, look at the earlier spending cycles at the same company. If the return recovered after each one, the dip is probably timing. If it stepped down and stayed down every time, the business is getting worse at turning money into profit. So let's run all three on Costco. Does the number apply? Costco is a warehouse retailer. It owns much of its property and opens new locations every year. The business is capital intensive, so the number obviously applies. Return on invested capital was 19.4% in 2025. Top band. That's what we're looking for. And can they do it again? Capital spending roughly doubled over 10 years, up to $5.5 billion in 2025. The return went from 12.9% in 2016 to 19.4% in 2025. Spending doubled and the return went up anyway. Costco found new places to put money, and the new places were as good as the old ones. That's the whole REIT, and it works the same way on any stock you open. Both charts I just showed you came from Stockpicker, which is the platform I built. You can put the same 10-year history on 13,000 companies. Try it now for free, no credit card is required. Link is in the description. So here's what I want you to do. Open Walmart in Stockpicker and run the same 3 checks. Same industry as Costco, very different business underneath. Then put your answer in the comments and tell me whether Walmart passes or fails. I'll reply to every one of them. Full disclosure, I own shares of Costco. I used this company for the sake of the example, not as a recommendation. I'm not a financial advisor, so do your own research. I will create more educational videos like this and I will put them in this playlist right here. So I strongly recommend subscribing to my channel and clicking the bell icon. More quality content is coming.